This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro-Insight for the week of March 4th, 2019. The word of the week, weird. Not that life hasn't been that lately, but we are getting more of the same and more and more and more. This week has an astrological triple header, as I call it in my monthly forecast. On the 6th, we have a new moon in Pisces, formless, dreamy, ethereal, poetic, all-connected Pisces, a new moon with Neptune right on top of the new moon. Neptune, the illusionist, the dream weaver, the guy that completely unhinges us from the earth and ordinary reality. Mercury, the messenger of the gods and ruler of communication and how we get around, stationing retrograde on the new moon at the very last degree of Pisces, the degree of ultimate sorrow, the degree of absolute interconnectedness of all things. Mercury in Pisces by itself has a bit of a retrograde feel because it's so formless and maybe delusional, and it is completely unmoored from logic, can be filled with deceit or fantasy or lies or bliss or absolute inspiration and a sense of oneness with all of life. So Mercury retrograde in Pisces takes us deeper into those confused and confusing and gentle and mind-spinning waters. He starts at the degree that Chiron hung out at for the end of January and half of February. And as Mercury goes backward, as he will appear to do for pretty much the entire month of March, he is going to bring across our path all kinds of stuff having to do with Chiron at the end of the zodiac. This means revisiting the pains, the wounds, the sorrows, all those uncomfortable things that bubbled up and threatened to take us under. Perhaps we'll finally mourn. Perhaps we'll gain understanding of a lot that happened. A Mercury retrograde can be an excellent time for revisiting recent past, for fixing things, for getting to the bottom of things. And in this case, it's not really an active logical process. It's simply soaking things up, becoming one with them, probably with a highly emotional, intuitive tint to it. We will probably be feeling like we're wandering through fog, maybe funhouse with mirrors that distort things, wondering what's real, what's not real, what's our fantasy, what's magical thinking. Probably we will be inspired and maybe even compelled to see the best, to overlook obvious signs of danger, Will Robinson, and just keep going, to look at our life as a Hallmark movie or an indie film of some sort, to binge watch, to take refuge in a bottle of wine or something else. These escapist tendencies, any kind of grandiose magical notions, are getting blown way, way out of their normal constraints by a square from the new moon conjunct Neptune to bigger is better Jupiter, the guy who ups the ante of any action that he gets near. Why fight it? Dream outrageously large, make like Don Quixote, dream impossible dreams, see your life as something far grander than your circumstances, perhaps say it is at this moment, envision greater and greater possibilities, play the Abraham Hicks game of wouldn't it be fun if, and fill in the blank with the most outrageous things you can think of. And the third part of this triple header? Ah, yes, don't get lost. That will be so easy. There is still a third part. That is Uranus, the radical change agent, moving into Taurus, the slowest energy of the zodiac. He has finally cleared 9 years, largely in the impulsive, fiery sign of Aries, during which time he blazed revolutions inside each of us and clashed with the other change agent, Pluto, instrument of unavoidable deep-level change and transformation. Goals, institutions, foundations, situations got blown up. We've been thrown out of all kinds of things that were our comfort zone. We've been pushed into much greater self-reliance, self-actualization. Look it up if you don't know what that concept is. And now Uranus is bringing his revolutionary, disruptive energies to the earth, to ground, to the physical circumstances of our life, to the things in which we take comfort. This is Venus-ruled territory. Money, beauty, creativity, sensuality, relationships, love, the way that we nourish ourselves, our actual relationship to food, the physical, sensual activity of tasting, consuming, and processing food, liquids, wine, the sensation of fabrics on our bodies, of music against our eardrums, the aromas of food and flowers, and perfume and scented candles. We are in for a multi-year shaking up of our relationship to all of those things and more, possibly involving technology, possibly involving novel, unconventional ways of doing things. Probably the role of women will be affected by this, the role of the feminine. Our own personal value systems might be challenged to become much more progressive. Unlikely any one big thing is going to happen in the new moon or as it unfolds, because this is a long-term process. However, it does tie back to a huge shift that happened in the middle of May 2018, and also to jolts that happened in February, right around Valentine's Day, and again between the 28th of February and the 1st of March. The convergence of these three influences has the potential to bring strokes of inspired genius and to lead us through the fog as if we're following some kind of homing beacon, even though our conscious minds will probably have no frickin' clue what's going on or where we're heading. There is an opening for a sense of stability and sanity on the 8th when the sun is in an opportunity aspect to stabilizing Saturn. Committing to yourself, taking responsibility for yourself and for your long-term goals and your well-being on every level, emotional, physical, spiritual, psychic, will go a long way to giving you sure footing through all of this. And then on the 10th, Mars, planet of action, is in an opportunity aspect to Dreamweaver Neptune. Compassion could be the approach. Forgiveness could be the approach. Acting on hunches, acting through guidance, doing something that makes a dream come true. All of these are highly possible. Homing thought of the week. Lead me in the direction that's most beneficial and make the signals so strong I get them. Song of the week, Redbird by Lau Noah, Launoah. I thank my niece Zoe for tipping me off to this extraordinary artist. If you don't know her music, look for her NPR Tiny Desk concert, which is on YouTube. And the image of the week is driving up a mountain with clouds hanging low, obscuring your vision, and lightning striking and illuminating the road. You'll find more about all of this in my forecast for the Pisces new moon and my forecast for March, both of which are up at my site, empowermentunlimited.net, where you can sign up for my mailing list, book a session with me, and help yourself in the shop to a number of tools. First, my internal guidance visualization meditation, which will help you navigate this weirdness, my meeting Uranus visualization, and my Uranus in Taurus guide. Also, I have a guide to Mercury retrograde at Om Times. The links for all of this will be below in the description. And there will be bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Biehl. And I am, as always, deeply grateful to the many people who are keeping Astro-Insight from going behind a paywall, and you can help out for as little as $1 a month. Talk to you next week.